Well, good day, folks, and welcome to Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. And today is the Sunday afternoon fireside chat episode. And today is Sunday, April 27th, 2025. Holy cats, the time is going fast. I don't know about you people, but it just seems like yesterday was Sunday. Anyway, away it goes. So we're going to talk about a few different things today, and I'm trying to get my eye exercises in today also, so there we go. A few things on the agenda today. Probably basically what went on in the past week or so, and so we'll get started at that here in a few minutes. Now we'll have a look at the weather here. So they're saying that we're going to get up to 12 degrees today Celsius, but it's only at 5 degrees, so that's hard to say if that's going to happen or not. And we're at 5 degrees Celsius, 41 Fahrenheit, so that's not too warm, is it? Of course, the north wind at 9 miles an hour, so thankfully it's not very windy out. And 9 miles an hour equals 15 kilometers an hour. So we're chance of showers today and 12 degrees, and then tomorrow is rain and 4 degrees Celsius. Tuesday is sort of not too bad, 11 degrees, mix of sun and cloud. You know, that kind of a day, if it has no wind, it's not too bad of a day. 16 on Wednesday. Yeah, well, I'm sure that's probably going to go down. And May 1st, look at that. Holy cats, jumping to May 1st. 10 degrees and mix of sun and cloud. Yes, sirree, May 1st. And then we have 11 and cloudy on Friday. Yes, that's going to be not too bad of a day if it's not windy. And 11 and chance of showers on Saturday. So there we go. So there's the temperature in the garage at the moment, and when I came in earlier it was at 53 degrees. So it's only gained 4 degrees since I've been out here, and that's about 45 minutes, I guess, or more. Anyway, she's slow going today, getting the heat up. So some of you may think that 57 degrees or even 53 degrees is fine, but not me. That is for sure. I don't like being cold. I spent most of my life outside working in the cold, and I don't want to be cold no more. So anyway, there's the wood that I brought in here this week. We had a video this week of me bringing that in, and I've burnt probably quite a bit off of there already. Anyway, that's top stuff there is mostly elm. I should have probably did a little bit more mixing with other hardwoods and not put all elm in one section. So, but again, by March of next year, that stuff should be dried out, and it shouldn't be too bad, I guess, to burn. But anyway, always something with wood, that's for sure. So, and the MF12 loader tractor here certainly comes in handy with moving wood. Now if you've seen the bucket, how I fill it, it would never raise that up. It'll only raise maybe 30, 40 pounds the way it's set up there with the winch. But if you put it up all the way, you can put a lot more weight into it, fill the bucket right up with the wood, and it'll hold it there. So that's kind of what I've been using it for. But yeah, I will lift, like I say, to 30 or 40 pounds. So It's been a handy tool. That's probably been 15 years since I made that, and great tool. I can't wait to get the hydraulic one going. All right, so here we are again at the fireside. And I even got a little list here today. Isn't that something? So I'm not sure. Oh, I got two things off of here already. So I mentioned in the last clip about the MF12 loader tractor, so we might as well get on to more loader talk, I guess. So some of you know that my son and I got a loader from Gator. Yeah, there we go. So we got a loader from Gator last October, and my son and I have been working on it some. Anyway, I'll get into more of that in a minute. Yes, so the loader project is coming along. My son and I only have 3 to 4 hours on Saturdays to work on this together, and so it's a slow process. We did get quite a bit done first week or 2 or 3 weeks into after getting it home from Gator's place, and then it kind of all of a sudden just kind of everything else kind of started getting have to be done, and Christmas time was coming, and just wasn't any time to work on it. So after Christmas, probably, I don't know when, maybe the middle of January or so, we started back at it. Again, only on Saturday mornings, maybe in the afternoon a bit, and that's about all the time that we had. So, and some Saturdays we didn't get to work on it at all because if there was other things to work on or other things going on or whatever. So last week I had said that at the end of the 100-foot long dark tunnel there was a lit match so we could see a light at the end of the tunnel. So anyway, this week we now have 2 matches, so it's getting a little bit brighter. Yeah, well, we did good progress there yesterday on it. We got the pump is now mounted to the bracket we made to fit into the frame we made to hold the pump on the tractor, and so that's all done, and it's an adjustable type piece, so we just undo 4 bolts and we can move it up and move it down to adjust for belt tension. And we have I got a pulley for it here this week also. So we've got the pulley on. We figured out we needed a 36-inch belt, and I've got a bin over there with the million belts in it, so I was able to find a belt that we could use, so it was a 36-inch belt, so that's good. So that part of it is all done now. So if we turn the motor on, clicked on the electric clutch, it will turn the pump. So that part's done. So now it's on to hooking hoses up. That's the next step. So that might, well, let's put it this way. If everything goes perfect, and I mean perfect, for the next 2 weeks, it might be running. Might. But that's, we'll have to wait and see. I'm kind of expecting it'll take another 4 weeks, because you just never know what's going to happen in the week that something else has to go on Saturday. That's the other thing. Anyway, I'm going to go to Princess Auto this coming week and pick up a few fittings, and we're going to pick up a bit of extra oil, and and if all that goes together, well, like I say, it could be running in 2 weeks now. What I'm not sure on is it supposed to have a vent on the top of the tower to allow air in and allow air out, so that when the cylinders are getting pushed out and the fluid is dropping in the left tower, there's not going to be any fluid in the right tower. So when the fluid drops, is there supposed to be an air vent to allow air in? And then when the loader drops back down and the fluid starts coming back into the tower, it would allow air to go back out. So that's what I'm not sure of. So I'm going to Google that, of course. So I'll have to figure that out. So anyway, so we're moving along on the loader. That's coming. I think it's going to work pretty good. The manual says it has to have 280 pounds of rear ballast on the back of the tractor for this system. Now that's for a wheel horse tractor. We're putting it on a case 446 garden tractor, so it's a little bit different, maybe not a whole lot. So anyway, yeah, so the manual says 280 pounds on the rear for ballast. So when I'm sitting on it, there you go. It was 280 pounds sitting right on the tractor. Not quite that much, but anyway. We do have 75-pound rear weights on the wheels. So there's 150 pounds anyway. And the chains, if you took the chains off, they're probably 10 pounds apiece each. So there's another 20 pounds. And I do have a weight system I had on the back of it for the snow thrower, and it would equal about 50 pounds. So it would be nice to have some more weight off the back end out a little further to kind of help take the weight off the front, so it would be a little bit easier to steer. There's no power steering on this tractor, and it's going to be hard to steer with a load in the bucket. That is for sure, because it's hard to steer without a load in the bucket. So that could be some trouble there with the steering system over time. And the other thing is we just have to make sure that the tractor is rolling ahead or back while you're trying to turn. So you're not sitting still trying to turn it. That puts too much pressure on it. Anyway, it's come along good. So it's I think it's going to be pretty good. So the loader is supposed to lift 350 pounds. And that's fine. I doubt we'd ever lift anything that heavy. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, and I'm sure when we get it on and operating it, then we'll have to operate it for a little while to see what kind of bugs we got to work out of it. Then the loader will come off, all the frame will come off underneath the tractor, and we're going to paint that with the 415. And what else? So yeah, and as we get using it and things get done, the painting is done and the thing is back together and we're using it, I know my son and I are going to come up with things that we can, like hooks on it or something to put chains on the loader and different. And we might even make a little set of forks for it to stick out the front of the bucket, kind of like a forklift kind of thing or something. Anyway, things are going to be, it's going to be good once it's all done. So anyway, I probably forgot something about that. All I got wrote down was loader. So. Type of loader was a quick way loader, and it was specifically built for a wheel horse Toro 520 garden tractor. That's what it was specifically made for. So anyway, we'll get on to something else here. So this battery here is the battery I bought for the Sears Craftsman tractor that I was working on, the one that had the condo nest underneath the cover of the engine. Holy cats, how I missed that, I don't know, but anyway, I did. So this is about, I bought this battery for that tractor when I got the tractor, because either the battery was no good or there was none in it, I can't remember. But there's the date when I bought that battery. So 2011 in June. So that tractor's been around for 14 years. That's hard to believe. Oh yes, there's the battery I put in. My son had that little battery, and that's what he put in his MF8 tractor that he fixed up. So I charged that up, and it works fine. Turns the engine over just great. It's 90 cold cranking amps. Now I think, I'm not sure, but I think my son works at a Ford dealership, and he says that those batteries are used in the hybrid F-150 trucks. And what it does, I don't know. And I think that's what he said that they're in, but I'm pretty sure he said an F-150 and it's a hybrid truck. And then, like I say, I'm not right up on that stuff. He is, but I'm not. So anyway, that's going to work good there. We got the battery situation figured out. So the other thing I got done was I got that extra bolt put in the cover here. So I JB welded on the piece that broke off, and of course when I put the cover on, I moved it, I guess, and it wasn't in place when I went to look at it yesterday. So I just got it out of the way, and I put the tap in, and I just went in further. There's just a casting in the block that's probably 1.5 inches long, and there's threads all the way through it. So I just put the tap through it and put in the longer bolt. So that's fixed. And I do have air coming out the bottom of the engine there now, where it's supposed to be coming out. Oh boy. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to show you, the engine moves around quite a bit, so I should have a flashlight, I suppose. And there's an engine mount here, and an engine mount there, and then there's two more on the other side. Now, when the engine is running, you can see everything kind of moving a bit. So I don't know what's in underneath there. I gotta see if I can find a flashlight. Anyway, that's what's kind of in there. So I don't know if there's a rubber that goes in between the plate and the big washer, or if the holes are wallered out, or what's going on there, but the engine moves around a bit, so I'll have to do some investigation into that. So I think that's about it for the Sears. Once that's all done, then she's pretty well ready to be cutting grass. All right, so just before I do the stickers, another little thing that went on yesterday. Before we got to work on the loader tractor, my son had his buddy's F350 Ford dually extra cab big truck with a Cummins diesel in it and not a Ford diesel in his shop doing some wiring on it. So anyway, he had to finish that before we could get to the loader tractor. So while he was kind of at that, he was also having trouble with his compressor. Now this just isn't any ordinary compressor. This thing is out of the shop where my son works at Ford dealership, and it's out of the old shop before they renovated, and it operated all the air for the whole shop in the old shop years ago. So it's a big compressor. And I think the name on the side of it is a Kellogg. I should have took a picture of it, but anyway. So anyway, he was using it, and then he shut it off, and then when he went to restart it, it just kind of went, and it wouldn't run. So he was asking me, and of course I don't know. The only thing I would guess would be a capacitor would be gone. So he emailed a fellow that he knew that does that work, because this fellow has got a Ford truck and he's always emailing my son asking questions. So it was time for the fellow to return the favor, I guess. Anyway, I got looking at it, and there's a box on the side of the motor. The motor is a 5 horsepower electric motor on it. And in the box, there's these. If I can get the glare out of there. Well, that old glare is hard to get rid of. There we go. So there's what was in this box. So I said, all right. So I pulled it out and got looking, and sure enough, a wire fell off. I said, oh, okay. So anyway, on the top, there's little spades there for your push-on quarter connector kind of things. One of them was broke off, this little spade part on that. I call it a capacitor, but anyway. So anyway, I figured, well, we'll see if we can maybe fix it. So anyway, there's 2 packs with 2 of these capacitors in each pack. So I pulled out the first pack, and that's when I found the broken tab off the wire thing. Pulled out the second pack, and there was only one of those capacitors being used. There was one in there that wasn't even hooked up. So I took the one that wasn't hooked up and put it in where the one was that was broke, and put it all back together, and away she goes. So that was kind of slick. Anyway, so we're going to... our son is going to figure out where to get those, and maybe he'll get them on Amazon, I guess. I don't know. Or a local company around here may have them. I don't know. Anyway, this is the one that was just sitting there not hooked up, and you can see by the bottom there how it's all marked up, and that's from it spinning, from the vibration out of the thing. Well, it's a monster of a thing, so it's got lots of vibration. So that was just spinning in there. Anyway, all fixed up, and we're going to get another one and put it back in there, so we'll have a spare. That's a good thing. All right, we're going to get on to the stickers here now. And again, my apologies if I don't get to see your video or comment. I try and do my best. There's so many great things to watch, it's hard to keep up with it. So, Grampy's workshop. And what was Grampy doing? Grampy had a pretty slick fix there, I think, this week. Not too often that happens, where you can go to fix something and it turns out to be a lot easier than what you thought. Anyway, yeah, Grampy's workshop. So he hit his Massey Ferguson, I believe it's a GC 2300, a subcompact tractor that he uses for a lot of things. Anyway, he found that the foot pedal hydro was getting hard to move. And as he was moving it, there were other levers moving. So we got into that and trying to fix it. So once he got into it and got looking, here wasn't a pair of needle nose angle pliers, dropped down, I guess, through the floor and got jammed up into the pedal and into other things. And this was what was making it so hard to move. And I guess he had lost this pair of needle nose pliers quite some time ago and couldn't figure out where they went to. So that was pretty good. That happens to us all, I think that. So then we'll move on here, and we'll get right over to Murphy Mowers here. What did Lee have? Holy cats, I can't seem to remember. I'm pretty sure I seen that now. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I got to keep moving along here, I guess. Len's keeping busy. Always busy, Len. Garden Tractor Boy had the 3 Ridermatic Prod Boland's, whatever they are, they had 3 of them on there yesterday. Jumping. I didn't get to see that yet, Joseph, but I will. In the backyard with Dell, and then we have Garden Tractor Boy, GBL, the old church 5-acre homestead, Kenny, Open Air Adventure. Kenny had a little, was it a video or a short? I forget now. On how do you store your kindling. He had 3 or 4 different ideas there, so he was wondering what people did. And then we have Dave, RCAF Polar Express, and he was giving some tips on his on how to look after your blower, gas-powered blower to blow leaves around and stuff. I don't have one of them, so I wouldn't know anything about them. Anyway, it's a good video. Maintenance with Mike. I don't think I've seen one. Not sure. Lewis, Mowers and Boats. Oh, Brock got Bob running. So there you go. You should go and watch that video and see who Bob is. And then we have Retired for Life. Rick's Outdoors. Rick and Donita are busy. This fella here is just going along trying to keep up with everything. Twin Brook Acres, Rick. Everyday Projects, Craig. I didn't get to see that video, but he kind of looked like he was sitting in front of a nice burning fireplace. Gravely Man Small Engine Repair. Artie is still working on this unit here. There's going to be engine work done to it, I think, now. So if you have any questions about that style of Gravely, the 2-wheel walk-behind tractors, the older ones, he's the man to go talk to. Doors in the 608. Jeremiah had a video on the line fence wood he was getting. I think that's what it was called. And Tucker and I out and about. Cod Raven. I didn't get to watch that yet, but I will. Brian's got a brand new milling machine there, so I'm kind of interested in that. I like watching milling, making boards and 4x4s and all them kind of things, and Brian is right into that. So, brand new machine. I forget now what it was called. A Frontier, maybe? Yeah, me and my memory, that's the way it goes, I guess. Big Sons, Big Sons was in the heat, and I was in the cold. So that's the way that's going. I haven't gotten to watch any of the Allen Family Firewood videos here lately, and sometimes I don't know if they're only having one a week now instead of two, or what's going on. But anyway, then we have the Log Father, always busy. Jeff is always busy. In my busy little shop, Robert Little. He's a master leather maker and a master tool restorer in my mind. And his video yesterday was on that knife that he was fixing up a while ago, where he fixed up all the blade. Yesterday's video was on how he made the handle for it. Great video. And we have Darrell Wells, different stuff. Father and Son Outdoors. And John was out flying around, I guess. He commented on, what did he, a video of mine, I guess, there. But anyway, here he was in an airplane coming back from Ireland and watching the video of mine. Thanks a lot, John. That's great. And then we have check out Gator's World. This is the man that we got the loader from. Now, what was Gator doing? Well, oh boy. Holy cats, I can't remember. I only seen that yesterday or the day before. Yesterday, I guess. Yeah, memory's going. I don't know what, I can't remember what it was, Gator. Oh dear. K&L Firewood. Great channel there. Great fella. Ross on the Land. Larry Cluck Outdoors. And Club Dora. Al. Haven't seen anything from Al lately. I always liked his videos. Then we have Tractor Talk with Gary. Look at the size of that sticker there. Holy cats, I'm telling you, it has to be 10 to 11 inches long. Big, big sticker. Great, great channel. And right into going to the auctions. There's lots of auctions down his way, and all kinds of big machinery in good shape for sale down that way. Yes, sir. Then we have Steve, Rusty Wrench Restorations. And there was another video on today, and he already put one out yesterday. So yesterday was he was getting back onto the John Deere skid steer loader. So we're starting to get that back together. Putting the painted parts all back on and putting the gear drive system back in, and he's got the wheels on it, and he's got the roll cage on it, and moving right ahead. Now, I didn't see today's video yet, but I think it was about putting the motor in, I believe. I'll have to go and watch that. So anyway, so there we go. There's all the stickers. And like I say, there's channels that I watch that I don't have stickers for. And one of them that I like watching is Logger John. He has a video every Sunday pretty well. And likes to be out cutting wood and using his early 60s Massey Ferguson 50. Boy, that's some nice tractor. Wouldn't I love to have that? Lovely, lovely tractor. And then another one, I don't know if John has a sticker or does that or not. I don't know. Anyway, another one I watch is, I think I get this right, is Little Griff Off Grid, Alberta. And that would be Don. And he's in northwest Alberta. So he lives off grid. He has no power coming to his location. It's all done by generator, doesn't use the generator too much, but it's all done by solar mostly, charging up the Blue Eddy batteries. And if he gets into trouble, then he has a generator that he can use. And he's got a contest or something going on there. He's going to give something away, so you should watch that and go along with it and see if you can win that. Like I say, I have no idea what it is. Anyhow, like I say, there's all kinds of videos that I watch that I don't have stickers for. And I don't know if Don does the sticker thing or not either. So anyhow, that's going to conclude today's Sunday afternoon fireside chat. And we're going to move along and see what happens for next week. And we're going to be back on to the Sears Craftsman tractor again, I believe. So have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing.